This episode may contain content that could be distressing or objectionable to certain listeners. Please refer to the episode show notes for details. Discretion is advised. Hello, listeners. Welcome to Your Movie, My Movie with Dan and Steve.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Steve. This is a podcast where one of us picks a movie to watch and we discuss it together. In this episode, we're talking about one of my picks, the 1979 movie The Jerk, starring Steve Martin, Bernadette Peters, Catelyn Adams, and Jackie Mason. Was written by Steve Martin, Carl Gottlieb, and Michael Elias. Story by Steve Martin and Carl Gottlieb, and was directed by Carl Reiner. We will be talking about spoilers, so if you want to watch the movie first, now's the time to do so. But before we talk about the movie, Dan, who would you recommend this movie to?
I would recommend this movie to people who are studying the history of stand-up comedy in the United States and anybody who's really into the Coneheads type movie.
Okay, that's a very interesting take.
I've never seen Coneheads, I just assume.
I saw that
would...
movie in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah, I deeply enjoy that movie.
So Steven.
The Coneheads is what's his face? God, my memory is shot.
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah. The Coneheads is Dan Aykroyd at his most autistic, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. His role in Sneakers is a very close second. But have you seen Sneakers?
I have seen Sneakers. I have. It's a good one.
Oh, it's a great one. Yeah.
That's Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier?
Yeah, Sidney Poitier, the guy who played Gandhi, Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. And it's also got it's got the guy from Groundhog Day. That guy. It's also got Mary What's-Her-Face from the Battlestar Galactica reboot.
Okay.
And it's also got oh my god.
David Strathairn.
Oh yeah, it's got him too.
River Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, of course, River Phoenix. Damn it.
Timothy Busfield.
Yeah, him too from the West Wing fame. Dealing.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. But Timothy Busfield, kind of dealing with some legal problems at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary McDonnell is who you're thinking of.
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking. No. But it's got one more. Donald
There's
Logue.
a lot of people here.
Donald Logue. He was in The Patriot with Mel Gibson. First they're going to pay them, now they're going to free them. He also he was in Gotham as Harvey Bullock. I loved him in that. Stephen Tobolowsky is the guy from Stephen Tobolowsky. He's the guy from Groundhog Day. Yeah. Sneakers, wonderful cast. But we are not talking about Sneakers at this point. We're talking about The Jerk. And you were going to ask me who I would recommend this movie to?
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve Areno. Steven.
Yes, Daniel.
Steve. Who would you recommend this film to, this movie?
I would recommend this movie to anyone born a poor black child who remembers the days sitting on the porch with their family singing and dancing down in Mississippi.
Okay, so a little bit of a specific
Yes.
category of people.
Yes. I must admit, Daniel, I did not have a whole lot of time to come up with my recommendation. So that is what I defaulted to the entire gag of this movie. Those who could appreciate
Well,
it.
you had enough time to order me some Blu-ray off of Amazon and ship it to my house.
That is true. That is true.
So I'm not letting you off the hook that easy. Sorry.
That is true. Okay. Okay. Well, what can I say? I'm a jerk, even though I was not born a poor black child who remembers the days sitting on the porch with my family singing, dancing down in Mississippi. So, yeah.
So I kind of already know, but oh wait, do we do the 2 minute summary, or
Yeah, yeah.
do I ask
Let's
you
do
why?
the 2 minute. Let's do the 2 minute summary first. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Let me get it set up.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
I got
ready?
a new watch. It has a stopwatch function. Give me a second.
Okay.
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 I am ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So Navin is Steve Martin. He's from a black family in Mississippi, and he decides, well, actually, it's his birthday, and everybody gets him stuff, and he's like, man, I'm just not feeling like everybody else here, because everybody's black and he's white, and so he goes into his room and cries, and his mom comforts him, and then in the middle of the night he hears white people music, I think, um, and for the first time in his life he's able to keep rhythm with this music. So he wakes up everybody and he's like, guys, what is this music? I got to hear more of this music. I got to figure out what's going on here. And he's like, it's from St. Louis. All right, so then he goes to St. Louis and he becomes a gas station attendant, and he gets robbed, and he messes up a church because he ties a car to the church, and the church gets dragged away.
1
And then
minute.
he gets his name in the phone book, and then a crazy guy just picks a random name out of the phone book, which just happens to be his name, and starts trying to kill him. And then he moves away again to the circus when the guy is chasing after him, and then he joins the circus as a weight guesser, and then he learns what sex is, which is, his special purpose, from the bike riding through flaming jump woman,
30 seconds.
who has sex with him like every single day. Then he falls in love with another lady, and then he tries to go out with her, and then she leaves, and then he becomes a millionaire because of an invention he made, and then he gets her back, and
15
then
seconds.
he loses it all again, and then his black family comes and rescues him. The end. Oh, he gets the girl too.
5,
He gets the girl.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty good summary, I must say. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a rags to riches, to rags to riches story as only Steve Martin can do.
Yeah. So Steven,
Yes, Daniel.
speaking of a Steve,
Uh-huh.
why did you pick this movie
Well,
for the podcast for Black History Month? Our last Black History Month pick.
Yeah. We're celebrating Black History Month. And so, Steve Martin in this movie, he plays a character, as I said, was born a poor black child. So, and that's how he identifies himself, especially so later in the movie where Steve Martin drops a very hard R. but in defense of his people. So
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
While very Asian sounding music plays, and he kung fu chops all of them except for what Steel Balls McGinty.
Yeah. Steel Balls McGinty gets out of it with his steel balls.
So yeah, what better way to celebrate Black History Month than to celebrate the story of Navin Johnson, as played by Steve Martin.
I included my reaction of
Are you there?
me opening the package. Hello, can you hear
Oh,
me?
hello.
Hello.
I all of a sudden cannot hear you.
Oh, what the hell? What the heck?
Hold
Can
on.
you hear me? Can you hear me? Boom boom bam boom boom bam boom 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 bam boom boom bam boom boom boom. Can you hear me now?
Oh, hold
Hello?
on. That was my bad. Okay, I'm back.
Good, because I...
No, I was just an
Okay, can you
idiot.
hear me?
I was an idiot. I was a jerk. I have the headphones on. And then Adobe Acrobat started this ding. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want that to hear on the recording. So I turned down the speaker of the computer. And that turned down the speaker of my headphones, but nobody could hear the ding from Adobe because I'm wearing headphones anyway. It's very early in the morning for me. I barely have any caffeine.
Audience,
Lay off.
I will have you know, it is 11:05 a.m.
Look, time is relative, okay? Time is relative. Einstein has said so, okay? Okay? Time is relative.
All right.
Lay off.
Okay.
Do you guys
so
want
what
a
were we
show
talking
or
about?
not? Do you guys want a show or not? Okay.
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 We were talking about your reasons why you picked this movie.
Yes.
And I said, actually, I don't remember what I said now.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I said, yeah. Hopefully you will include my recording of opening this package.
Oh yeah, for sure I will. I have it saved, I believe.
Okay. Well, I have it on my phone too.
And we'll include that right now.
Okay. I just picked up the package that Steven sent to me for his Black History Month pick. I wanted to record me and Sierra's reaction to opening the package because we have no idea what Steven's pick is. And last year it was White Man's Burden. I am excited. I am terrified. Yeah. You want to do the honors? Or here, I'll hold it and you rip it.
Okay. Here?
Yep. Solid rip, bro.
Thank you. All right.
What the fuck?
Yo! Thick pull. That's actually not bad.
Why is this a Black History Month pick? Oh my god, is Steve Martin the only white kid in a black family? Oh wait, okay. All right, I'm gonna read the back because I don't know what the jerk is. Mm-hmm. I know I've heard about the jerk. Okay. That wild and crazy guy, Steve Martin, makes his film starring debut. This is his debut? Mm-hmm. In the wacky comedy, The Jerk. Steve portrays Navin Johnson, adopted son of a poor black sharecropper family, whose crazy inventions lead him from rags to riches and right back to rags. Along the way, he's smitten with a lady motorcycle racer, survives a series of screwball attacks by a deranged killer, and becomes a millionaire by inventing the Optigrab, handle for glasses. It's an outrageous comedy with one laugh after another. Wow. Okay, I'm really excited. But that's such an interesting Black History Month pick.
It very much is. I watched this movie once probably while I was still in the single digits, so I don't remember much of it, but I remember liking it.
Okay.
So this is, so far, I'm with it.
All right.
Yeah, hell yeah, Steven.
Well, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've wanted to watch this movie. I just have never watched it. But leave to Steven to pick 2 Black History Month picks in a row starring white men.
No, truly. Truly.
All right. I'm going to start the recording.
Yep, cool.
And so that was the reaction, which from both you and Sierra, which was really great.
Mm-hmm. Which
So.
I will reiterate. Of course, Steven would pick a white male lead for Black History Month pick again 2 years in a row. Not because Steven is racist, but because Steven doesn't like doing what everybody wants him to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Maybe.
well, it's definitely not because I'm racist. It's definitely not because of that. But rather, it's if you want to talk about it, it's for a few reasons. The biggest reason is that
there's just not enough white voices for Black History Month, right, Steve?
Well, that's what you say, Daniel. Those words never left my mouth. That's what you said. And if that's what you believe, that is what you believe. But that is not what I have said. Okay.
Okay. Why'd you pick it?
Okay. Well, the reason why I picked it is because, there are a lot of lists out there, that are very good lists that, genuinely, are appreciative of Black voices in cinema. And so, you should probably check those out. And like the biggest reason, like one big reason, as you said, is like, yeah, I can't do anything the way people expect me to do it. That's just not fun for me. I like to do the unexpected. So that's a big part of it as well. Another big part of it is like, I've done this twice in a row. And so, let's see how long I can keep this up. I think,
oh my God.
I think answering that question is an interesting question in and of itself, when it comes to Black cinema. Because, I know of 2 other movies. There are 2 other movies, but I found another movie. I found a third movie. And so we'll just see how long I can keep this gag going.
I actually know another movie that I would like to pick in this category.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
Have you ever seen?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. All
Okay.
right, we have to watch that.
Okay, I'm gonna bleep it out though because I want it to be a surprise for the audience.
Okay. All right.
But you can also pick it. You could pick it for your next Black History Month pick, or you can pick it anytime you want. So
yeah, I might pick it for my next pick because I don't want to pick it for my Black History Month pick.
Okay, that's fair. You could have much more of a career than I could, so I totally understand that decision. But yeah, like I think I'm not picking these movies because I think they should be celebrated. I am picking these movies because I think they can be the start of conversations. Yeah, if that makes sense.
And you think it's kind of funny.
Yes, I think it's hilarious.
Because all right. We got that out of the way. Now let's talk about the movie.
I love a good gimmick. I love a good gimmick. You know how much I love a good gimmick, and yeah.
Yes, I do. I do know how much you love a good gimmick. But almost as much as this movie loves a bad gimmick.
Yes. So and there are some movies by African American voices that I do want to get to. So hopefully I will get to some of them this year.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. So Daniel, where would you like to get started with this conversation about this movie?
I'll just tell you right off the bat, this was not my favorite movie.
Okay.
I liked
Where
the whimsy.
where would you rank it? Like above what but below what? Like
Oh man,
in
we
the
watched a
movies.
lot of movies. This is like our 50th, 60th movie or something like that.
Like we're in the 60s now.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Um, it, okay, it's above Righteous Kill for sure. Um, let me see. This is actually an interesting question, so I'm going to look through our filmography here. Um, Okay, we got Mommy Dearest, Murder Party, Dagon, Womb, On the Silver Globe, Suburbia, Basic, Heaven. Well, okay, here, let me just talk about it. Because I don't know where I'd rank it.
Okay, that's fair.
It I didn't love this movie because it was very stupid. Which it means to be, you know, it means to be stupid. But that's also why I liked it. So I didn't, you know, I have mixed emotions on it. I didn't really enjoy watching the movie that much. I didn't laugh a lot. Um, there were a couple times when I did laugh. Um, but overall, it wasn't that funny to me. However, the
Okay.
fact of the beats in the movie, like the fact that a random guy just picks a name out of the telephone book and starts to shoot at him, that as a concept is very funny to me. But I didn't laugh that much during the film, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it was hard to me to like the, because like, okay, to me a lot of comedy comes from character, and I didn't get a lot of character from this movie at all. It was very inconsistent, and it was kind of just like, you know, it was kind of like a tool to, you know, a platform. What is it called?
A
Um,
vehicle.
like a vehicle. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like a Steve Martin vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like Doctor Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam for Ernest, you know, or Jim Varney. Um, so I had fun with it, but I didn't. It's not gonna be a movie that I like go back to a lot. Um, and as far as comedy movies go, it didn't make me laugh that much, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I was wondering after I watched it was like how would you as a Gen Z guy enjoy the boomer humor in this movie? Cuz there's quite a bit of it. I mean, the whole premise is boomer humor. If you think about it. You know, me as millennial, you know, I understand those gaps. You know, because I was born um 2 years after this movie was made. So
Oh dang, I didn't realize you're that old, Steve.
yeah, I'm now 45 years old. So
Whoa, happy
yeah,
45.
thank you.
I'm like a zillennial, like, you know, I'm on the edge of
Okay.
Zoomer and millennial, but I will proudly accept Zoomer rather than millennial. Um, Sorry, millennials. Um, get roasted, I guess. Um, um, but I think the fun parts of this movie were the absurdity to me.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it just felt forced. A lot of it, like, you know, Steve Martin doing like a dumb voice, or like, "We got my lab, but will you go out on a date?" And that was not that funny to me, and it was just kind of annoying. Um, and then like, it just, yeah, the bits just kept on going for too long, kind of thing. Um,
Okay.
but um, there were funny parts to it. Like I think the parts where I laughed out loud were when Steve Martin goes to Patty the motorcyclist's house, or camper or whatever, and he's like, "Do you have a trash can?" And she like throws his corn dog on the floor, and then he's like, "Where does this go?" And it's her helmet, and she like throws it randomly, and it lands on the bed, and he's like, "Oh, that's where it goes."
There's a I left at that part too, but at a different line, and it's when he says, "You can tell a lot by how a person lives, and I can tell that you're genuinely a dirty person."
Yeah, I didn't laugh at that part because I was like, "All right, okay, okay."
Okay.
But I don't know. That's just me.
I like that line because he's telling the unadulterated truth.
Yeah.
So,
I liked the line. It didn't make me laugh, but I liked it.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, like, again, it's the character inconsistencies. Like, it's that problem with the stupid character. It's like, how stupid are you? When do you learn the rules of society? And are those consistent? Because
Okay.
to me, like, the screenwriting brain, it gets annoyed by things like that. So, like,
Yeah.
yes, he grew up in a black family, and he can tell shit from Shinola. Um, but
Because I want to talk about that gag as soon as I'm done. Because the reason why, okay. So to tell the listeners who haven't seen it, Navin is like, he's like, yeah, I'm ready to go out into the world. Yeah, so how that happened was he listened to the radio, and he listens to white people music, and that's what he can like do the beat to, because he couldn't with black music, black people music. And so he's like, oh my god, I might not
I
have
need to go where
written
the
it down.
music's coming from.
Yeah,
St. Louis.
yeah. Yeah. That's basically it. It's a funny. I should have wrote it actually down. Oh. He's like, if this is out there, what else is out there? And so he wants to figure out what else is out there beyond his family's, ramshackle, house, in Mississippi. And so that is what gets him out into the world. But before he does that, he's like walking. He's walking with his father, and outside, and he's like, "All right, son." He points, at a pile of poo on the ground. And he's like, "What is that?" And it was like, "Shit." And he's like, and then his father pulls out a can of Shinola. He's like, "What is this?" "Shinola." And he's like, "That's right, son." So now Navin knows the difference between shit and Shinola, which is like, that expression now is like a century old. Like, it's so old, but it's also so out of date today because we don't use Shinola. So people today probably don't know the difference between shit and Shinola. Which shows you just how dated this movie is, but it references something so much farther out of date. Does any of this make sense to you about why that line is so funny? Why that scene is so funny to me?
Yes, it makes sense to why it's funny to you.
Okay.
And it is a funny line. Like, I laughed. I think I laughed, or at least I was like, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
And like, I'm not trying to be like, I want to make it clear, like, I'm not trying to shit on Gen Z about this stuff, because it's like, genuinely out of date stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not shitting on Gen Z for not knowing this stuff. But the
It
fact
would
that
be okay if he did, but it's
no,
fine.
no. But the fact that it is so out of date is very funny to me. It's like Gilbert Gottfried. Um, like, he's a boomer. But like when he was a kid, he would do his own stand-up act, and like he would like do impressions of like Bela Lugosi and like the mobsters from the 30s movies. So he's like, yeah, my whole bit was out of date before he even started his career. And so
That's hilarious.
yeah, that's why that hilariousness is why it's funny to me. So but yes, Navin does know the difference between shit and shine. Which is I thought that was a funny bit.
I also thought it was funny.
And yeah, I just want to say, like, there's a whole bunch of like funny quotes in this movie. Maybe not on the level of Airplane, but there are a ton of them. Maybe near the end of our discussion, we can go through any that we've written down.
Yeah, it did remind me of Airplane, but I laughed at Airplane much more than I laughed at this movie. But again, the absurdity, it just felt like surreal. This movie felt surreal in a whimsical, weird sort of way, which I did enjoy. But it was frustrating to me because again, that stupid character, it's kind of like did you watch Parks and Rec, right?
Yes. I love that show.
Remember, it's Andy, right? Andy is Chris Pratt's character.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like it's a very common trope of like the stupid person who just does stupid stuff, but it's confusing the level of stupid. Like, are they, first grader stupid? Are they toddler stupid? Do they not know the rules of society? Do they not know how to spell things? It's like, it's that. So it's because he doesn't know what his penis is for, which is very funny to me. And it's, he finds out and his mom told him it was his special purpose. And that was a hilarious bit to me. And he doesn't know, like, I'm trying to think what else he doesn't know. He
he doesn't know what escargot is.
Yeah, he doesn't know what escargot is, which is that's consistent, that's fair. He doesn't know, like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, is he an innocent? Oh, go ahead.
No, you're right. Is he innocent or is he dumb? Is he stupid? Is he special needs?
Yeah, or is he just completely sheltered?
Yeah,
because he gets a girlfriend, and that part pissed me off. It's like, how are you gonna disrespect good old Patty like that? He gets his motorcycle hot, sexy girlfriend, Patty, and they're going steady, and she gets his name tattooed on her ass, which is, a pretty big sign of commitment. Even though there's other guys' names on there, that's fine, whatever. She calls him hubby or husband or whatever, and in her mind they're going steady, and then he just sees another pretty lady and he starts asking her out, and then lying to Patty, and then lying to the new girl, and it's like, this dude's just just your average fuckboy now, and he just
well,
is...
hold on. If I may provide an alternative interpretation of that.
Sure, go for it.
Patty, that's the stunt woman's character's name, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, she was played by Catelyn Adams. Very funny, very, very funny in this. But it's not like she talked to Navin about being together or their relationship. It's more like she grabbed him, like she claimed him. and he better go along with it, or else she will like be physically violent with him. And like you say like she tattooed his name on her ass as like a sign of commitment. I would interpret that as more a sign of like listing her conquest. Like that's what I thought. So like she conquered David.
Interesting.
Yeah, because and it's funny that we talk about this, because in my YouTube feed not long ago, I watched a YouTube short, and it was talking about the differences between dating in the United States and dating in France. Because I believe and the difference is like low context versus high context. And if I'm right in these definitions, I might get them mixed up for one another. But in the United States, we are a low context country, in which we feel more comfortable about spelling things out, clearly and with clear communication. So even if we act like we're dating, we're not really dating until we talk about dating. Whereas in France, they are a high context country. And so the way that you date there is that you treat the other person like they're already your boyfriend or girlfriend. And by just doing that, that means you're in a relationship with them, even if you don't spell it out and talk about it. And so in this movie, it is very clear. Well, it's very clear that Patty, at least, is a high context dater. She's just gonna not that she acts like Navin's girlfriend, but rather that she assumes that Navin is her boyfriend and just goes along with it and gets mad when he chooses not to act within that context that she put him in.
Okay. Well, it's clear you're Team Navin, and I'm Team Patty.
Navin. That is very clear. That is very clear. But I mean, it's one of those relationships like that, and that's like if you're thinking like a screenwriter or especially a television writer, like that's a nice way to get character conflict without either one being in the wrong.
Yeah. No, I know. I get it. That's fair.
Yeah.
And she does physically abuse him, and
yes.
The new girl, what's her name?
Marie, played by the great Bernadette Peters.
Yes. Doesn't she hit her or something? I don't remember.
She like like interlaces her fingers together, like both hands, and she wallows her. Like she swings both her fists at Patty to take her down.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about did Patty hit Marie first or something?
Think so.
Or was it just...
I don't think so.
But she did hit Navin, so
yeah. So Marie just did a preemptive strike. So,
anyways, but that is an interesting part of the movie. Like sexual politics of that character are very interesting and funny, because it's not typically the norm, or at least definitely not at the time. And I would still say it's not the norm. Probably for the best. It's probably better that people aren't physically abusive and things like that. But if you're, I'm on Patty's side in a more loose sense. I'm not like, physically abuse your partners, and yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're saying it's fine for Patty to be a high context person.
Yeah. In reality, I would say, Patty, what are you doing? If Patty was my friend, I would try to get her to change your ways a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's a fictional character, so I can be on her side with guilt-free free.
Yes,
or guilt-free.
absolutely. Yeah, just like when they're slaying the orcs in the Lord of the Ring movies, you don't wonder about how sad that orc's wife and children would be now that they're that that loving husband and that devoted father is now dead, and what are they going to do? How are they going to make ends meet? How are they going to make ends meet now that their orc father was killed by humans who view them as inherently evil creatures who are only made to be destroyed by the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can speak on it. Hell yeah. Okay. So we were talking about things that I didn't find funny, I think, right?
Okay.
But I don't know. We can keep talking about it in any way that you want.
We can keep going on this thread. You know, that's fine.
Okay.
I did my gag already. Like, I did my gag.
Yeah.
You know, and now we are forced to talk about the rest of the movie. So I'm okay with that. But I think, my future picks will, there's not a lot of conversation you can have with this particular movie. But I think the other movies that I will pick, there can be more of a conversation. But I will say, like, in regards to my gag, I think this one, except for one other, I think this one has, I know it's the wrong word, but it's the best word I can come up with. The most sensitivity about it. Like, it knows it's a joke. Like, it's not trying to be mean-hearted about the gag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say, let's talk about it. So,
okay.
This in the movie, he's adopted as a baby by a black family.
Yeah.
He
was left
black family in Mississippi.
Yeah, he was left on their doorstep.
Yeah, and this is like, think of the stereotype. It's a black family on their front porch, playing blues music and singing songs and dancing. And we get to see inside their home. We get to see their lives. We see them as a happy family. But they're poor. We see them all being very loving to Navin, and he is, their family. Like, every single one of the kids loves him. He loves every single one of them back. His adoptive parents love him. He loves them back. And he thinks of himself as one of them, but he also feels differently than them. And it's interesting because it's like, it brings up the nature nurture thing, right? Because he is nurtured by a black family, but his favorite meal is tuna salad, sandwich, and a couple Twinkies and a tab, which is funny because it's like
very white people food. And then later he's like, his brother is like, I wrapped your sandwich in cellophane just like you like it.
Which I thought was a hilarious line as well.
Yes.
But again, that is whether the movie intends it as serious or not. It's making a statement. It's saying that white people genetically or inherently like these types of food, which I'm not sure about. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But it's interesting. And then also, genetically or inherently, white people have a different rhythm. He's not able to keep rhythm at all with their dancing and their blues music, which is, played to comedic effect. And it is pretty funny. It goes on a little too long, in my opinion, but it's pretty funny. But then whenever he hears white people music, he's able to keep time with it, which just it's an interesting statement, whether it's intended to be said as fact or not. It's saying that there are genetic inherent differences almost, and there are genetic differences.
Well,
but
I think
in some ways,
I think the thing to keep in mind about those differences is that you have to keep in mind this movie was made in 1979. The lifestyle of African Americans and the lifestyle of Caucasian Americans, no matter like your economic class, is still very different. Just because of the societal differences forced on people because of their race. And so I think that's what he was pointing out. Like, it's not that like it's not that he's genetically inclined to tuna fish, in tab. It's just that, the lifestyle of white people, tended more towards that. Enjoying tuna fish and tab. I saw this. I saw this thing where it was like, during the Middle Ages, white people from Europe, they would conquer half the world just to get spices, and then they would never use them. Like, I read that somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think it is interesting. That's fair. That's fair points. But I think it's interesting to take it out of context and look at the presuppositions that the film is making. Because I understand that that's the bit, but it's also like, it's interesting. It is playing with societal expectations. It's playing with societal norms. Like, in the end, the Nevin's father turns out to be a very good financial planner or finance man, basically. So all the money that Nevin has sent to his family in envelopes back to them, his dad has used in a way that has made his dad rich, which is interesting. It's kind of like I feel like the film is saying, it's playing against expectation. And it's funny, but it's also like, what is this? Where is this perspective coming from? What is this saying about society and society at the time? And what does it mean to say? Which might be two different things, I'm just trying to sound like a film professor and enjoy, chopping it up.
Well, the first thought in my head is, you talk about his father, a black man, being a financial genius. He's poor, but come to find out, if he's given money, he becomes a financial genius.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a movie, Trading Places, with Dan Aykroyd, as we talked about, and Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie?
I actually have not seen that movie, but it's on cable television all the time. So whenever I was at a hotel, they would play it, and I saw clips and pieces of it, but I haven't seen the whole movie.
Okay. Let's see when that came out. Okay, that came out in 1983, 4 years after this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one also gave Eddie Murphy his start in movies. But yeah, like, that's basically the whole premise of that movie. Eddie Murphy is a beggar and a con man on the street, and Dan Aykroyd, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Let's see, the two so these two old guys, Don Amici and Ralph Bellamy, they have that question of nature versus nurture that you mentioned. And so what they do is they take away all of Dan Aykroyd's money and they give it to Eddie Murphy, and to see who will thrive and who doesn't. So yeah, I just want to say I brought that up because what you mentioned about that, it's funny because they took like that, just that part of, it feels like they took that part of this movie and spun it off into its own movie and into its own plot and did that with that.
Yeah. Interesting. So, but that's that's kind of interesting too, because it's like, okay, well, what are we thinking about black people in this instance? We're saying that if they have money, then they can be successful. So it's just that they're not getting money, which is why they're not successful, which is, an interesting statement.
Yeah, it's almost as if, if you don't have systemic obstacles and barriers in place for a demographic, they are able to thrive within it,
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a nice, it's a positive, I think it's a positive statement.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's interesting. It's fascinating to think about, and this movie does have that as a bit, but also, as a question, kind of. I don't know what I'm saying.
No. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you.
What else? Well, I just think that it's, it is interesting to see the tropes of like adoptive family and you need to find your roots played up for comedic effect. And then he doesn't really look and find his roots. He kind of just wanders around, which is fine.
Yeah, like you're talking about him wandering around, and like I want to talk about that for a moment. Like the structure of this movie is very it's very episodic in a way.
Yeah.
Because but it's also because he goes from Mississippi to the gas station to the circus to becoming wealthy to losing that wealth and it coming back. So it's episodic in a way, but in another way the structure is very much what Trey Parker what was it the South Park guys, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's the way that Trey Parker and Matt Stone like do their writing, where it's what is it? Because this happened and that happens, and because they use those consequences, that propels the plot line in how they write, which is talked about in like a lot in writing circles, like the writing subreddits that I hang out in.
Yeah, you do see it very clearly. Like
with improv, the way that you want to do improv is yes and, where one of the participants, they come up with an idea, and then the other participants are supposed to accept that idea as true, no matter how ludicrous, but then also add to it. So like that's the structure of improv. And similarly, but different, how Trey Parker and Matt Stone do their plots is what is it? I think it's like if then therefore, like if this thing happens, therefore this is the consequence of that thing, and then since that thing happened, then this is therefore the consequence of that thing. And so like that's how they keep the writing process of how they keep their plots going for their works.
And it's you can kind of see that in the movie. It's a little bit of a mix because it feels like an improv movie, and you can kind of tell it's made by comedians who do comedian stuff, and the part of comic process usually is a little bit of improv, but it also is it's a very clear line of like consequences. He goes to the city, he gets a job randomly for some reason.
Yeah.
Because he gets a job and he has a place, he gets in the phone book, and because he's in the phone book, a dude picks out his name to attack and try to kill. Because he's being attacked, he runs away, and he just happens to wander into the circus.
Yeah.
Therefore, he joins the circus.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
he-
yeah. Now, and a lot of that is contrived, but the contrivance is also what makes it funny.
Yes, absolutely. And that part I wasn't upset by it. That part I was kind of enjoying. I was just like, this is insane. All right, we're going with it.
Yeah.
Also, that actor, Emmett Walsh.
Yeah, I was going to bring
amazing.
him up.
Amazing.
Yeah. We've mentioned him before, in the movies he's been in. Was he in Blood Simple?
Yes, he was.
Okay, Blood Simple. And I know him from Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. That's how I know him the most. And he's also in Bull Durham, isn't he?
I don't think he's in Bull Durham. He's in Blade Runner, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is. Yeah.
Let's see. He's in Knives Out. I didn't know he was in Knives Out. Midnight Cowboy, Serpico, Mikey and Nikki, which I'm gonna make you watch eventually. He's in Fletch. What else? Yep, Back to School. Yeah, a bunch of different movies. He's in comedies and sci-fi and drama. He's in Random Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Crazy. Okay, but anyways, he's a great actor. He's fun. He's such a fun actor, and he's got such an interesting look to him. I always enjoy seeing him in anything he's in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of minor characters, if we can break off real quick, we have to mention, or at least I have to mention, Brownie McGee is featured in this movie. He is a blues musician and harmonica player. He's kind of just on the front porch in the beginning, and I think they use a couple of his songs or music in the movie, which is pretty cool. Let's see. And he's right next to Sonny Terry, which is a blues singer as well, and a blues musician. I think they were buddies, and they did stuff together and collaborated pretty often in real life. Let's see.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. His Nevin's mother, Mabel King, is the actress. She was in The Wiz and was on I think she was in stage. Yeah, she was a big stage actor, as well as she was in a couple movies as well. And
well, the
Taj.
father.
What was Taj?
The father. Let's see.
Richard Ward.
Yeah, he was in Across 110th Street, which is a movie that I've been wanting to see. And the theme song for that movie was used as the intro song for Jackie Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Richard Ward was also in Mandingo. Which I have heard is a very salacious movie. I believe
I'm looking at the cover, and it shows a black woman with a white man and a black man with a white woman.
Yeah,
and a lot of rough-looking cowboy era, Civil War era stuff going on as well.
Okay.
Yeah, these look like interesting movies.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's in a couple movies with Yaphet Kotto, who is a great actor. And was in Alien and Coffee and a lot of the
the blaxploitation
era movies. Okay. What else? We also have some comedians. I didn't realize that comedian was Jackie Mason.
Oh, Jackie. Oh, yeah. I know Jackie Mason the most from Caddyshack 2.
Nice.
Yeah. I am not above.
Never seen that one.
I am not above watching it. It's definitely not as good. but you know, it's got Robert Stack, you know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
who was in Airplane 2, and had trouble getting the joke. It's an okay movie. It's an okay movie.
Who else? We got
Oh my God!
Carl Reiner.
Hold on. So,
Uh-huh.
Jackie Mason, in The Jerk, he plays Harry Hartunian. Okay.
Okay.
But in Caddyshack 2, he plays Jack Hartunian.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a cinematic universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
um I don't know what else to say about the actors other than a lot of funny people, right?
Yeah, yeah. Carl Reiner, who was an actor. He was an actor. He was an actor in this movie, and he was also the director of this movie.
Yes, I would assume brother of the other Reiner, Rob Reiner.
He's Rob Reiner's father. Carl Reiner, probably what most people nowadays know him for is the Ocean's 11 remake movies. That's probably how most people
Okay.
know him. But he has directed Steve Martin in 4 movies: The Jerk, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, The Man with Two Brains, and All of Me.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was also a bit of a comic duo with Mel Brooks back in the 1960s.
Oh,
With a 2,000-year-old man bit.
okay. Hell yeah. Can I just say the cover art for The Man with Two Brains will always live on in my brain, just because it's so iconic. I don't know.
Okay.
I always saw it at the library and was like, that movie looks crazy.
Okay.
Just because it has Steve Martin's head cut in half kind of thing. And I was amazed by that.
Well, we should really watch All of Me at some point. That might be my pick at some point.
Okay. Sounds good.
Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin in a romance movie. And also Steve Martin. The movies of his I like the most. Let's see. Well, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is very, very funny. He was in The Three Amigos, which is a very funny movie. Leap of Faith, which is a great movie where he plays a tent revival con man, even evangelical guy. Very good movie, very funny, but also like poignant and dramatic. My Blue Heaven is great. Where he's a duo with Rick Moranis, but he's also in a movie called The Spanish Prisoner, which is a David Mamet screenplay, and I believe it was directed by David Mamet as well.
It was.
Yeah, and he's not funny in it at all. Like, he's the villain in that movie, and he plays it completely straight. And it's great watching that movie because it's a thriller, and you're constantly waiting for Steve Martin to crack a joke, and he never does. And like that, I think that adds to the tension of that movie. But that's a really great movie. I might have to pick it for the podcast at some point.
Heck yeah. A movie I watched a lot as a kid was Sergeant Bilko. You ever watched that one?
I have not.
For some reason, I watched that one a bunch. I think just because it was probably like PG or something.
Yeah,
But
and it's very much the kind of movie that, as a child, you could watch over and over. From what I know of it,
yeah.
But like that's what Steve Martin is so great at, is like juvenile humor. But I don't say that to be mean. I just say that because like I saw like a clip of him talking, about his career and stuff, and he was like, yeah, I just wanted to be silly. Like he just wants to be silly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of goodness to be found in that,
Yeah.
Another dramatic movie that he's in is a Simple Twist of Fate, and I think
Okay.
that came out around the same time as like Pulp Fiction did. Yeah. Pulp Fiction came out in '94, and so did A Simple Twist of Fate, and so that's one of those movies where there's all these different plot threads that then come together at the end, like Pulp Fiction did, but also like 2 Days in the Valley did, which we really need
Interesting.
to watch. Okay, is there anything else that you want to say about the movie before we wrap up?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I had a good time, but also was not my favorite movie. In summary.
Okay. In summary, I chose it for a gag, but we also talked about some deep things, I think, because of this movie. So overall, I think it was a win. Let me go through my notes real quick about the some quotes. He says it's like I don't fit in, like I don't belong here. And then his mom explains that he was left on their doorstep, but they took him in, and he was like, and he says, "You mean I'm going to stay this color?" And then his family gives him advice when he's about to leave. And the advice, as summed up, is this: the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See a doctor and get rid of it. And then I think that's advice you can live by. Like, that is an evergreen, perennial advice. I think. He's hitchhiking, and then the driver says St. Louis, and he answers, "No, Navin Johnson." These cans are defective. They're getting holes in them. He hates these cans. Stay away from these cans. Yeah. That's when Emmett Walsh is shooting at him. The family's reading a letter he sent. P.S. Is Grandma still farting? He's the wait guesser at the carnival. And someone asks, "What do I win?" And he points to like this shelf full of stuff, and he's like, "Anything within these 3 inches." Let's see. What's your name? I'll tell you tomorrow. It'll give us something interesting to talk about. They're on their first date. They're eating pizza in a cup. I would have kept my tongue in. She looks just like you, Mom, except white and blonde. Enough with this old wine. I want the freshest wine you've got. I'm gonna buy you a diamond so big you'll want to puke. I don't want to puke. And those are the highlights of my notes.
Let me read through mine. I didn't have a whole lot. What's happening to my special purpose? Okay. Remember, I did this without anger, and I stayed away from your crotch. That's whenever Patty, beats the shit out of him one time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Navin is talking to, I forget the woman's name, not Patty, but Marie or something like that.
Yeah, Marie.
And he's like, one of the many things you can call she. because he's trying to come up with a lie. And then she's like, I'm studying to be a cosmetologist. And he's like, oh, how was that? That weightlessness must be interesting. Which is, kind of silly, but funny. Let's see what else. Cup of pizza is way better than the last cup of pizza guy. He drove him out of business.
Yeah. Pizza in a cup is way better than cup of pizza. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That was the joke. There were two businesses that did that.
I like Marie and Nevin's sweet couple song where he's like playing on a ukulele and she's singing, and they're actually singing quite beautifully.
Yeah.
And then for the solo, she brings out a trumpet.
Yeah. And on the Blu-ray, there's actually a special feature where there's a woman that will teach you how to play it on the ukulele.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, on the Blu-ray.
They're on a date or something like that, and he's like, there's something I've always wanted to say. I slit the sheet I slit, upon the slitted sheet I sit. He's like, I've always had some trouble saying this, but I wanted to say it or something like that. And it's a tongue twister. I thought that was fun. I liked the bit where, let's see, he's talking to her while she's asleep after they've just had sex or something like that, and he's like, "Are you awake?" She says nothing. He says, "Good," and then he continues to talk. And then there's a bit that I enjoyed where he's like, this past, 4.5 weeks has felt like 8 weeks. And then he goes on to like do the math on what each day felt like. He's like, the first day felt like 2 days. The second day felt like 2.5 days when you did this, and then the third day when I didn't see you just felt like a day. And I really enjoyed that bit. It went on for a little long, but I still thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of my notes, pretty much.
All right. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Let's do our plugs. Where can you be found, Daniel?
I can be found on Instagram at just__Daniel21. You can find our podcast at Your Movie My Movie on Instagram. Your Movie My Movie podcast on Patreon. Let's see. There's a short film that came out a while ago already, but it's called Doomer and Scabs All in Nothing. It's on YouTube. Me and a friend made it. We might be working on some more things in the future. So if you want to subscribe to that, I think it's called Useless Poodle Productions. Let's see. That's all I got for right now.
Okay, wonderful.
How about you, Steve?
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and put out my Instagram. Because I am working on a project. I'm starting work on a project that hopefully will come out next year, but I have a lot of work to do on it. But you guys can go ahead and find me at Moonlight Red Creations on Instagram. And I am also a performer on Real Play Games podcast, where I play tabletop role-playing games with my friends. It's a lot of fun. So check that out too if you'd like.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. Before we go, we'd like to give a shout out to the bestest friends of the show on our Patreon. Thank you, Brian, for your support of the show. If you'd like to be one of our bestest friends of the show, then check out our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/yourmoviemymoviepodcast. And thanks for listening. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. And tune in for next time when we check out Dan's pick.
And once again, happy Black History Month, everybody.
Yes, happy Black History Month. Bye.
Bye-bye.